Welcome to Parent Solution. And today we have here with us Dr. Laura Markham. Welcome, Dr. Laura.
Thank you, Filza. Glad to be with you.
Yes, and Dr. Laura is a clinical psychologist, author, speaker, and has helped lots of parents, like hundreds and thousands of parents across the world. So today Laura is going to talk about how to handle temper tantrums in children. Wherever we are in the world, we all are dealing with this problem and we want solution, a very quick solution. So tell us more about it.
Well, the fact that toddlers all over the world have tantrums should tell us something. It's normal. It's a completely normal thing for a toddler to have a tantrum. It's a sign that the toddler has too much demand coming in for the resources they have inside. And by the way, every parent who's listening to us at this moment knows what that feels like inside them. We all know as parents that when we don't have enough inner resource and there's too much demand coming at us, we want to have a tantrum. And once in a while we do. Yes. So for the toddler, we can increase their inner resource or we can decrease the demand from outside, and that will stop the tantrums. Pretty much. You can't always give the toddler enough inner resource. Sometimes toddlers are just hungry. Sometimes they're just tired, right? Or sometimes they don't understand why you won't let them have that big knife that they want or to touch the hot light or whatever it is. So when toddlers are frustrated by the limitations of the world, of what the world is throwing at them, the limitations, they can't do what they want, or they just feel overwhelmed by things, they will probably have a tantrum. And the way we can avoid those tantrums is by our preventive maintenance. So here's some examples of preventive maintenance. We make sure they're on a schedule where they get enough sleep. We make sure they get small snacks and protein when they need it, and that they're not eating sugar, they're eating protein. We make sure that we're connecting with them, because when our toddler feels alone, they don't have as much inner resource. The world seems like a scary, overwhelming place, and everything that is asked of them is overwhelming. So when we connect with our child, they know they're not alone. They know someone is taking care of them. We have their back. And they know that maybe it'll be okay, this thing that's being asked of them, like to, get on the escalator when they've never seen one before, or to let go of our hand and go off with the childcare person, or to go to bed, to let go of us and go to bed, because going to bed for the toddler often feels like they're being separated from us and sent off into Siberia by themselves. So
it's boring for them. Yeah.
It's not just boring, it's terrifying. They're all by themselves. Yeah. Yes, it's boring, but that's not what it really is scary, because they're all alone in the dark without their grown-up who would keep them safe. So when we do preventive maintenance with our child, we're looking to make sure their body has enough resource, like they're not tired or hungry. We're also trying to make sure that their psychology, their psyche, their soul has enough resource, that they know we're there for them, and that if they need us, we will show up. And for that, we have to be connected. And there are certain things you can do for preventive maintenance with your toddler, or really any age child, that allows the child to feel connected. So for instance, you empathize, you acknowledge, you understand. When the child wants that thing they can't have, you say, I know, you wish you could have that. That's not for little ones. And then and you say, but you know what you can do? You can do this instead. So you set the limit, but you do it with understanding. You're not making the child wrong. You're not saying, no, stop that. You're saying, I know you wish you could have it, but we're not going to have that now. Let's have this instead. And you tell them what they can do with that energy, right? So even while you're setting limits, which you have to do all day, every day, if you have a toddler, you're empathizing with the child as you do it. So that's an example of empathy. And sometimes it's as simple as, oh, you like, it might be a positive thing. You love the bird. It's flying, isn't it? Or it might be a thing where the child's expressing a negative feeling, like hot. Oh, I don't like that. Anything we do where we connect with our child gives them the inner resource to prevent a tantrum.
Yeah.
There are many other
Okay.
tips about that we could go
Yeah.
into.
Yes, definitely. We would love to. Just give me, this is the most asked question from everyone, like how to handle temper tantrums in public, like they are throwing
Oh, in
tantrums.
public. Okay. So
Yes.
how to handle temper tantrums in general, even not in public, in general is, first of all, we take a deep breath and we calm ourselves down because
Parents.
the parent,
Yeah,
because when a child acts up in public, we're embarrassed, we're humiliated. We think people are going to start throwing stones at us or
of
judging us,
course.
right?
Yes,
But
yes.
we have to calm ourselves down and then we have to remind ourselves our responsibility is to our child, not to these other people. If it's in public, we'll never see these people again. But even if we will, even if it's our mother-in-law, she's a grown-up. She can handle her
Yeah.
own stuff and we can talk to her later. Right now, our responsibility is our toddler. And if we're ashamed, if we let ourselves feel ashamed by all those people looking at us, we're going to take our shame and we're going to put it right on our child. And we're going to say, you know better than that. Stop that right now. And our child is going to feel ashamed. There's no reason to
Mm-hmm.
shame. Why pass that shame on? No. What we do instead is we take our deep breath. We say to ourselves, it's normal for toddlers to tantrum. He's having a hard time. He needs
Yeah.
my help, right?
Yeah.
And then we don't try and reason with the toddler. They're beyond reason. This is the fail-safe mechanism that gets triggered when they don't have enough inner resource. They don't have enough inner resource to talk logically to us, or they wouldn't be having a tantrum. So our job at this moment is not to talk logic to our child, but to create safety and to make the child feel like there's not a lot of demand from outside and there's a lot of inner resource so they can calm down. And we do that by creating safety and backup for our child. So as we just talked about, so we get down on their level, not so close that they will kick you with their foot or their, hit you with their hand accidentally, but close enough that we're connecting and we say, it's okay. I'm right here. You're creating safety.
Yes.
You're the mom or dad, right? I'm right here. I've got you. It's going to be okay. And your child might go, but they'll calm down, right? It's like that. Oh, finally, somebody's taking care of me, right? And they start to calm down and you say, it's okay, sweetheart. I've got you. Come right here. I'm ready with a hug when you're ready. Now, your child might not be immediately ready to get on your lap, but sooner or later, they're going to climb up on your lap. Now, if people are staring at you, if you're in the middle of the store, then you might need to remove your child. If you can carry your child, if they're young enough to carry, you scoop them up and you say, let's go find some place where we can be snugly. And you take them out of there and you go somewhere private. And if someone says, oh, let me cheer him up, let me give him a piece of candy or something, you say, we're fine. We just need a little privacy. Thank you. Right? You don't have to explain
Great
yourself.
idea. Yes.
Yep. We just need a little privacy. It's okay. He's fine. Thank you. I've got him. And you take him out of there and you sit down with your child and you hug them and you say, you were having such a hard time. And she says, I wanted that candy or whatever she says. And you say, I know it's hard when you want candy and you can't have it. You're not giving them what they want, but you're saying, no, it's hard. You wish you could have that candy. And eventually she might sob and sob. And that's great because guess what happens when the child cries? They're releasing stress hormones.
They're releasing, yes.
They're releasing emotionally, and actually the tears have stress hormones. They're releasing stress, literally. And so after they release, they've processed all that. And now they are not in a state of stress inside their body. Guess what? They have more inner resource. They can cope. You could even probably take them back into that store and keep shopping. Or maybe it's better to just take them home for the nap if the reason that they had the meltdown is they're tired. But the point is, your connection with your child is your number one resource when your child has a tantrum.
Yep. Thank you for sharing all these things. But just quick question. What do you think is the main cause of children throwing temper tantrum? Is it just sleep or food? What they need? Something else.
It's the perception that the child has that what is coming at them is more than they can handle based on the inner resource they have at that moment. It's that perception. So it could be that they haven't slept or eaten. It could be that they haven't connected with you and they feel alone. You know, the old acronym HALT, H-A-L-T, HALT. It stands for hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And lonely means they haven't connected. Angry means they're frustrated because they don't understand and they can't express themselves and they want so many things that they can't have.
Wow. So I hope viewers are going to remember this HALT and use it with their children. Now, give us, my favorite part is this, give us few quick tips how to handle temper tantrum in a quick, like 1, 2, 3.
Remember that your child is not bad or wrong. It is normal.
Yeah.
Not simple. Number 2, calm yourself down and remember child needs you to connect with them. So calm yourself down would be 2. 3, connect. Connect warmly, connect soothingly, connect encouragingly and reassuringly. Those would be really the 3 things. And if it's in public, if you can do it easily, remove your child to a safe place without all those people staring at you so you don't have to deal with them as well as your child.
Wow, thank you for everything, Laura. And I want all the viewers to reach out to you through your website, which I'll be putting in the description box. And I will be putting your 3 best-selling books link also in the description box. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome.